Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's begin chanting japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Hare Krishna. Let's recite Bhagavad Gita shloka. We are reciting Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 10, text 41. And whoever needs to go first, please raise your hands. Well, Arunita, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yad yad vibhamat sattvam vibhutimat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva cha eva va tad tad eva gachyatvam mama tejumsha sambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva va tat tad eva vagachatvam mama tejam sasambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Okay, so next, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Meda.
Yat yat vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva va tat tat eva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Thank you. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees.
Lord Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yat yat vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva tat eva gachatvam mama tejom sambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so we'll go in order now. Achintadev Prabhu.
Mataji, can I do it at the last?
Yes. So next, Nimba is here. Isha.
यद्यद्भूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमद् ऊर्जितमेव वा तत्तत् एवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंशसम्भवम्. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Krishnashish.
यद्यद्विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमद्भूजितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंश सम्भवम्. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Madhava.
यद्यद्विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमद्भूजितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंशसम्भवम्. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Rasapriya.
यद्यद्विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमद् ऊर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंशसम्भवम्. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Sonia Mataji is here. So next is Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu, Suvit Spurti Suvarnangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Yadyad vibhuti matsattvam Srimad urjitameva va tattad evavagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
यद्यद् विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमद् ऊर्जितम् एव वा तत्तद् एव अवगच्छ त्वं मम तेजोंश सम्भवम्. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Hare Krishna.
यद्यद्विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमद् ऊर्जितम् एव वा तत्तत् एवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंशसम्भवम्. Mama tejo sambhavaha. Sambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creation spring from what is part of my splendor. Second. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yajjal vibhutim matsatvam Srimad va Tattadeva Vagachattam Mama Tejam Shrasambhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from what is spark of my splendor. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Saujanya Mataji and Prajna. Saujanya Mataji. Should I come back later? Vindhyavali Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yaddad vibhuti matsarvam. I'm sorry. Yaddad vibhuti matsatvam. Srimad Bhagavatam evacha. Evava. Tattad evava gachatvam. Mama tejo sa sambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so now those who have not recited can go.
Mataji, I can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Please repeat, Prabhuji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam
Yat yat vibhuti matsatyam
Srimad urjitameva va
Srimad urjitam evava
Tattad eva gachatvam
tat eva gavachattam
Mama tejomsha sambhavam.
mama tejosma samabhavam. Translation. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam Srimadorjitam eva tattat eva avagachatvam mama tejoansha sambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Did everyone listen? So Saujanya Mataji and Pragya.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry about that. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam Srimad Architam evacha tat eva gachatvam mamateho.
Srimad urjitam eva va.
Srimad Architam eva tat eva gachatvam mamateho sambhavam. Knowing that all opulent and beautiful, glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Hare Krishna.
Super fast.
Hare Krishna. Pranam. Sadhguru Srila Prabhupada.
Mandat Pranam Mataji.
Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam Srimad urjitam eva va Tadad eva vagachatvam mama tejom sashambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Thank you. Okay, did anyone not recite? I think everyone has recited. I'll also recite. Bhagavad Gita 10:41. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam Srimad urjitam eva va Tattad eva avagachatvam Mama tejomsha sambhavam. Know that all glorious, beautiful, and Nahin. Know that all opulent, beautiful and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. So let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 9, the descendants of Amshuman, or the dynasty of Amshuman. So now we are reading about the descendants of Bhagirath. Yes, we are reading about the descendants of Bhagirath. So we saw, let's go back a little bit. Bhagirath had, one second. Okay. Had a son called Shruta, text 16-17. Bhagirath had a son called Shruta. Shruta's son was Nabha. This Nabha is different from the Nabha that we have read earlier. Nabha's son was Sindhudvipa. Sindhudvipa's son is Ayutayu. Ayutayu son is Rituparna. So Rituparna is a friend of Nala Maharaj. Nala Damayanti, right? Nala Maharaj. He is the friend of Nala Maharaj. Rituparna's son was Sarvakama. Okay. Now, Sarvakama had a son called Sudasa. Sudasa's son was Saudasa. Now we are reading about this Saudasa. This Saudasa is also called Mitrasaha or Kalmashapada, and somehow he didn't have any sons. He didn't have any sons. And he was cursed by Vashishta Muni to become a Brahma Rakshasa. So Parikshit Maharaj had a question. Why did Vashishta Muni curse his own disciple? This is not common. Spiritual masters don't curse, and that too, what type of a curse? To become a man-eater Rakshasa? What did Saudasa do that he was cursed by Vashishta Muni? This was Parikshit Maharaj's question. So Sukadev Goswami said that Saudasa went into the forest once upon a time, and he happened to kill a Brahma Rakshasa. He saw a Brahma Rakshasa and he killed that Brahma Rakshasa. This Brahma Rakshasa had a brother. Somehow he pardoned the brother. He said, okay, I won't kill you. That was a mistake. So this brother wanted to take revenge on Saudasa for killing his brother. So he went and joined the kitchen as a cook of Saudasa, and he was waiting for an opportunity. Once Saudasa invited Vashishta Muni for prasadam at home, and at that time this Brahma Rakshasa's brother, who disguised himself as a cook in Saudasa's kitchen, he prepared human meat, human flesh, and it was served to Vashishta Muni. Vashishta Muni could understand by his Divya Chakshu, he could understand that this offering is not eatable, it's not fit for consumption because it is made of human flesh. And immediately he cursed Saudasa, you invited your guru and you're serving him human meat, you become a man-eater Rakshasa. This is how Saudasa was cursed. Now a question may arise, if Vashishta Muni could understand that the meat, that the food consisted of human meat, even without anyone telling him, because even Saudasa didn't know, otherwise how would he serve it? So if Vashishta Muni could understand that there was human flesh in this food, could he not understand that it was not Saudasa's mistake, rather it was this Brahma Rakshasa's brother who did the mischief? Why did Vashishta Muni curse Saudasa? We may get this question. So now let's read the next verse and see. Text 23-24. So Usha Mataji and Medha will read, and then we'll go to Priyanka Haripriya Mataji. Rakshah kritam tad viditva चक्रे द्वादश वार्षिकं सोऽप्यपोञ्जलिम् आदाय गुरुं शप्तुं समुद्यतः वारितो मदयन्त्यापो रुशति पादयोर्जहौ दिशः खम् अवनीं सर्वं पश्यन् जीवमयं नृपः। उषा माताजी और मेधा।
Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण।
When Vishishta understood that the human flesh had been served by the Rakshasa, not by the king, he undertook 12 years of austerity to cleanse himself for having cursed the faultless king. Meanwhile, King Saudasa took water and enchanted the Sapa mantra, preparing to
Shapa mantra, like the curse
Shapa
mantra.
Shapa mantra, preparing to curse Vishishta. But his wife, Madayanti, forbade him to do so. Then the king saw that the 10 directions, the sky, and the surface of the globe were full of living entities everywhere.
Okay, so this is what happened. Apparently, the first, when Vashishta Muni saw the food, obviously he was taken aback by surprise, by shock. He was shocked that, in the king's feast that is serving to the guru, there is human flesh. So he just cursed the king. He cursed the king. And then he realized, actually, it happens many times, doesn't it? Right? Instantly we, of course, we should also consider that he's not like ordinary person. He's a Brahmarshi, very advanced person. Nevertheless, it was a mistake. He made a mistake, right? He cursed the king. But after cursing the king, he realized that it was a mistake. Actually, it was not the king. It was not his fault. It is the Brahma Rakshasa's brother who did the mischief. So then to do prayashchitta, unnecessarily I have cursed the faultless king. So as a prayashchitta, he performed austerities for 12 years. This is Vashishta Muni. So when Vashishta understood that the human flesh had been served by the Rakshasa, not by the king, he undertook 12 years of austerity to cleanse himself for having cursed the faultless king. Meanwhile, the king is cursed to become a Brahma Rakshasa. How does the king feel? I didn't do any mistake and you cursed me. So he wanted to curse Vashishta Muni. Right? Without knowing the truth, you cursed me to become a Brahma Rakshasa, a man-eater. So Saudasa took water, right, to chant the Shapa mantra, preparing to curse Vashishta. But his wife Madayanti said, no, my lord, don't do that, don't do that. Right? And at that time, King Saudasa saw that the entire sky in all 10 directions, the sky, the earth, the surface of the earth, they were full of living entities everywhere. What is the significance of this? We will see. When he was preparing to curse Vashishta Muni, his wife stopped him, and then when he looked around, he saw that all 10 directions were filled with living entities. Mataji, Vindhyavali Mataji.
I just would like to know, I'm sorry, I missed a class. So Nabhaga's son is Nabhaga, no, I'm sorry.
No.
Who is the king?
Saudasa.
Saudasa. And Nabhaga's son is the Rakshasa, that's what he did, cooked.
No. So what happened is, these are all descendants, one after another, generations, coming after Amshuman. Okay, Amshuman is the grandson of Sagara. Amshuman is the one who delivered his ancestors by calling Ganga Devi. So his descendants.
I know all that, but Whose son is he?
Nabhaga. There is no Nabhaga. There is one of them in that descent. There is one king called Nabha. That's all.
Nabha.
Otherwise, yeah, Nabha. But that's not the same Nabhaga that we read before. That was just an additional note. So here, Saudasa is the son of Sudasa. That's all. But Saudasa went and killed one Brahma Rakshasa. There's no link to that Brahma Rakshasa. He's not anyone's son or nothing like that. He went into the forest once upon a time, and in the forest he encountered this Brahma Rakshasa and he killed him. That Brahma Rakshasa had a brother, so the Saudasa did not kill the brother of Brahma Rakshasa. He only killed the Brahma Rakshasa. He didn't.
Okay.
So that brother wanted to take revenge. You killed my brother, I'm going to give you a hard time. So he went and joined Saudasa's kitchen.
So, whose brother? Whose brother? You said just time. Whose brother?
Rakshasa's brother. He's also a Rakshasa.
He is also Rakshasa. Okay.
So the Rakshasa was killed and his brother, another Rakshasa, was spared.
Okay.
So that Rakshasa came and joined the kitchen as a cook.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Next.
I'm sorry.
Yes, no problem. Okay. So next is Usha Mataji. Rakshasam bhavam apannah pade kalmashatam gatah yavaya kale dadrishe vanauko dampati dvijau.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me opportunity.
You're welcome.
Saudasa thus acquired the propensity of a man-eater and received on his leg a black spot, for which he was known as Kalma Sampada. Once King Kalmashapada. Once King Kalmashapada saw a Brahmana couple engaged in sexual intercourse in the forest.
Saudasa, we saw, also had other names. Yes? Saudasa had two other names. One is Kalmashapada. What was the other name? Mitrasaha. Okay? He's also called Mitrasaha and it's called Kalmashapada. Mitrasaha was sonless. He didn't have any sons. Same. Saudasa, Mitrasaha, Kalmashapada, same person. So why is he called Kalmashapada? That we are seeing now. So where did we end? That when he tried to curse, his wife stopped him and he saw living entities everywhere. Then Saudasa thus acquired the propensity of a man-eater. Acha, you understand? He saw living entities everywhere means he turned into Rakshasa. Rakshasa is attracted to eating other people, right? So as soon as Vashishta cursed him, he got angry and he wanted to curse Vashishta back. He's still the king immediately, right? He wanted to curse him, and meanwhile his wife said, "My lord, please don't do this. It's going to be a calamity. A disciple is going to curse the guru. My God, right?" So Srila Prabhupada also says, quoting Bhagavad Gita, Arjun says in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyam api haloke atvartha kamamstu guru nihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdhan. And also he says, Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami pujarha varisudana. How can I shoot my Guru with arrows in battle? Pujarha, he deserves to be worshipped by me. Those who are worshipable, we can only throw or offer flowers on them. We cannot shoot arrows. at those who are worshipable. They are superiors. And not just superiors, any superior in general has to be respected and honored. And what to speak of Mahanubhava? They are not ordinary people. They are very exalted persons and they are superiors. How can I attack? So in that context, Srila Prabhupada says that sometimes superiors can also act in a way which is unbecoming of them, right? Sometimes, just like we see here, Vashishta Muni. Vashishta Muni cursed his disciple for no reason. So this was not correct on his part. Even if the superiors sometimes act like that, the etiquette is the disciple or the subordinate person should tolerate. He should not counteract. It is against etiquette. You cannot, you have to maintain the etiquette. Superiors are always to be respected. This is Dharma Shastra. Dharma Shastra. Superiors are always to be respected. So same thing here also. His wife said, "My lord, no, 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 don't. You cannot. Don't do this. Right? He's your guru, like that." And by that time, meanwhile, all this thing happened. He turned into a Rakshasa. I guess he didn't even realize. And now he's seeing, wow, there's so many people everywhere. There's food everywhere. In the sky, on earth, in all 10 directions, I can go and eat. That means he turned into a Brahma Rakshasa. That's what happened. And then, of course, when Vashishta Muni realized, what did he do? Oh, this is a mistake. So he immediately went to perform austerity to atone for that mistake. A mistake has happened. So now we are seeing now how he got the name of Kalmashapada. Saudasa acquired the propensity of a man-eater, and when he became a Rakshasa, he got a black spot on his leg. So when he turned into a Rakshasa, he received on his leg a black spot. So after he became a Brahma Rakshasa, because of that black spot on his leg, he is known as Kalmasha. Kalmasha means what? Contamination, or you can say some black spot. Pada means foot. So on his foot, he has a black spot. That's why this Saudasa got the name Kalmashapada. Why did he get this black spot? When he turned into a Brahma Rakshasa, he got a black spot. I think signifying that now he's a Brahma Rakshasa, right? So that's why he's called Kalmashapada. So now Kalmasha, when we say Kalmashapada means we are talking about the Rakshasa. Saudasa, who's not a king, now he has become a Rakshasa, right? That means he has this, Rakshasa means he has this propensity to eat other men. So once king, so he's still king, by the way. It's not like he just left the kingdom. Once King Kalmashapada, who now has the propensity of eating men, human meat, once King Kalmashapada saw a Brahmana couple engaged in sexual intercourse in the forest. Mataji, Vindhyavali Mataji.
My only question is, when a Vasishta Muni, he is a salted, he is a Muni, and he knows everything. And see, we always has to, that's what you are saying just now, we have to respect those people, this, what is that, like Swamiji or some, who were spiritually, they're elevated. But if they do the mistake, then that is something learning. It is, and then what he did was, he did a mistake and he realized, but after doing the mistake.
Right.
And his qualification is, actually as a Muni, he shouldn't be doing any mistake. But these things happen. In Durvasa Muni, we know that. He's an angry person, he's like that. But Vasishta Muni, all the Munis, if they do like that, where will we go? Like 10 directions if we see, where will we go?
Yeah. So one more thing is, Mataji, of course, Vashishta Muni is very exalted.
Yeah.
He's very exalted. But after all, even though very exalted, they're still in this material world. One thing you have to remember. They are still in this material world. They are not yet liberated. They're still in the material world. But of course, very exalted. So, the symptom of material existence, having a material body itself, the symptom is you commit mistakes, you can be illusioned, right? You can cheat, and your senses are imperfect. Because of imperfect senses, you can make mistakes. Because of illusion, you can make mistakes. So, Srila Prabhupada says to err is human, right? So, making mistakes. But yes, they are, Trikalagyas and they are exalted. That's why you don't see them making mistakes like we do. But once in a blue moon, looks like they also make some mistakes. But the thing is, when they make a mistake, then they really atone for that. So another lesson learned, unless one is a pure devotee of the Lord, he cannot be free from the defects of material existence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Text 26 and 27. So now Priyanka Haripriya Mataji will read. क्षुधार्तो जगृहे विप्रं तत्पत्न्याः कृतार्थवत् न भवान् राक्षसः साक्षात् इक्ष्वाकूणां महारथः मदयन्त्याः पतिर्वीर नाधर्मं कर्तुमर्हसि देहि मे पत्यकामाय अकृतार्थं पतिं द्विजम्.
Being influenced by the propensity of a Rakshasa and being very hungry, King Sudasa seized the Brahmana. Then the poor woman, the Brahmana's wife, said to the king, "You are not actually a man-eater. Rather, you are among the descendants of Maharaj Ikshvaku. Indeed, you are a great fighter, the husband of Madayanti. You should not act irreligiously in this way. I desire to have a son. Please, therefore, return my husband who has not yet impregnated me."
Yes. Again, Kalmashapada, he's still a king, but now he has this, by nature he's a Rakshasa. He's looking at people, to him, like, about animals and about little babies, little children. It is said their consciousness is Annamaya. Annamaya means anything they see, it is food. Everything goes in the mouth, right? Whatever you give them a toy or anything, everything goes in the mouth. Because everything, their consciousness is only developed up to that level. For them, everything is food. Similarly, here he's a Rakshasa. When he sees people, the only emotion he gets is, here is food. So he saw a Brahmana in the forest. So, and Brahmana was engaged with his wife and they were trying to produce a child. But it was not completed yet. And this Kalmashapada, King Kalmashapada, who saw them, he was thinking, oh, a Brahmana, right? It is said that amongst all types of meat, human meat is very good. And even amongst human beings, the meat of Brahmana is very tasty for the Rakshasas. Why? Because Brahmanas eat pure food, right? So their body is very delicious for their flesh, their meat is very delicious for Rakshasas. So this Kalmashapada saw Brahmana, he couldn't think of anything else. Dharma, nothing. All he's thinking is, here is food, let me eat. And the Brahmana's wife wanted a son from her husband. Palam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So that kama or lust, which is not against religious principles. What does that mean? Not against religious principles means which is meant for procreating. That's the whole purpose of kama, right? To procreate, to continue the lineage. Then Krishna is saying that lust is me, right? That is me, one of Krishna's vibhutis. So here this Brahmana and Brahmani, they were engaged in the act of producing a son. The Brahmani wanted a son and she was not yet impregnated by her husband. And meanwhile this Rakshasa or the king, who is a Rakshasa now, takes the husband away to eat him. And the wife of the Brahmana is begging the king, you are not a Rakshasa, why are you acting like this? You are a descendant of Maharaj Ikshwaku. You are a very chivalrous warrior, fighter in the battlefield. Why are you acting like a Rakshasa? Please, return my husband to me. I want to have a son and I'm not yet impregnated. Like that. Okay, next will be Saujanya Mataji. Right? Saujanya Mataji, Pragya. Dehoyam manusho rajan purushasya khilārthadaha tasmad asya vadho vīra sarvārtha vada uchyate. Saujanya Mataji and Pragya.
Hare Krishna Mataji. O king, O hero, this human body is meant for universal benefits. If you kill this body untimely, you will kill all the benefits of human life. Mataji Prajna already left, Mataji.
O king, O hero, this human body is meant for universal benefits. This is also important, right? We think human body is meant for my pleasure, right? It's meant for my sense gratification. No. That's why we have a debt, isn't it? When we take birth as a human being, immediately we incur 3 types of debts. What is that? We have a debt to our family, to our ancestors, the dynasty in which we take birth. We have a debt. How do you fulfill that debt? By producing a son to continue that lineage. That's the way you repay your debt to your family. Then you have a debt to all the other people in the society. People means not just human beings, animals, trees, everyone. Because you take benefits from them. Trees give you shade, they give you oxygen, they give you fruits and vegetables and flowers. And other human beings, the vegetable vendors, they come and sell vegetables to you. The cows give you milk. Like this, we become indebted to other living entities. So we have to repay that debt. How do you repay that debt to other living entities? I think by giving charity. I'm not sure about this one. How you repay the debt to other living entities. And then there's a third debt, which is to the demigods. The demigods are giving you rain, right? Light, heat, and air, water. So we are dependent on the demigods. So you have to repay the demigods. How do you repay the demigods? By performing At the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures, he sent forth generations of men and demigods and blessed them by saying, "Be thou," and along with that, he sent yagya, sacrifice. And he told, "Be thou satisfied by this yagya, by the performance of this yagya, because by its performance you will achieve, you will get everything that you desire, and also at the end you'll get liberation. So perform this yagya." So when one performs sacrifices, the demigods are satisfied. So these are the three types of debts that every human being incurs when he takes birth. He has to repay the debt. So that means what I'm trying to get at is human form is not simply meant for my personal enjoyment or my personal advancement, which is what we think in the world today, right? Maybe extended. I and everything which is related to me, my whatever, right? That's all. But what is being said here in the translation, human form of life is meant for universal benefits. When you perform sacrifice, not just you, the demigods, they are the administrators of the universe. They are being benefited by your performance of sacrifice. When you give charity, all the other living entities are benefiting, like that. And when you give a child, a son, then that means you are giving someone who can continue the service. Now, whatever you are doing for the benefit of the universe, you are giving another person who will also do that after you. So this human form of life is meant for not just personal uh, gratification, but it is meant for benefiting the whole universe, universal benefits. Who is saying this? The Brahmani is telling, King Kalmashapada, who has the Brahmana in his grip, ready to kill and eat that Brahmana. So the Brahmani is saying, "O hero, O king, this human body is meant for universal benefits. If you kill this body untimely, you will kill all the benefits of human life." So which body is she talking about here? Her husband's body. He's a human being and he's a Brahmana, right? He does so much service. So if you kill him before his time, all the benefits which he's going to offer to the universe, they're going to be, well, he wouldn't be able to offer. That means the universe will be deprived of those benefits which are going to come from this Brahmana, because you are killing him untimely. So this is not right. Don't kill him now, like that. Purport. So next, Vindhyavali Mataji has left, I think. So I think next will be Achinta Dev Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna
All
Mataji,
the,
can I read?
yes, ma'am. Purport.
Okay. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sang, Hari Hari Bifale Janma Gunaino Manushya Janma Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Shunya Bishap Kaino. The body of a human being is extremely valuable because in this body one can understand the instructions of Krishna and attain the ultimate destination of the living entity. The living entity is within the material world to fulfill the mission of going back home, back to Godhead. In the material world, one hankers for happiness, but because one does not know the ultimate destination, one changes bodies one after another. However, if one gets the opportunity to possess a human form of body, in this body he can fulfill the four principles of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. And if one is properly regulated, he makes further progress after liberation to engage in the service of Radha and Krishna. This is the success of life, to stop the process of repeated birth and death and go back to Godhead. Mam eti. to be engaged in the service of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, taking a human body is meant for completing one's progress in life. Throughout human society, killing of a human being is taken very seriously. Hundreds and thousands of animals are killed in slaughterhouses, and no one cares about them. But the killing of even one human being is taken very seriously. Why? Because the human form of body is extremely important in executing the mission of life. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. So, talking about the benefits of human form, human body. Srila Prabhupada is quoting Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Hari Hari Bipale Janama Gavaino, Manushya Janama Paya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya, Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaino. Manushya Janama. What is the purpose of Manushya Janama? Anyone who got Manushya Janama, a human birth, okay. So Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya. So Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaino. Anyone who got a human form of body, but he has not worshipped Radha Krishna, he has not served Radha Krishna, then such a person in the human body is knowingly and willingly eating poison. That means, what is the highest? See, it's something like a diamond is very, very valuable. With a diamond, what is the value of diamond? What can you get with a diamond? Like a big diamond, like a Kohinoor diamond, let's say. You can get anything. It's so valuable. Now, if somebody gets a diamond and he exchanges that for 1 kg of potatoes, what a waste, isn't it? So this human form of life is so valuable. It's like that diamond, much more than a diamond. What is a diamond? But just for comparison, I'm just giving that example. This human form of life is so valuable. With this, you can get love of Radha Krishna. You can get Krishna Prema in this human form of body. That means you can get the most valuable thing in this human form of body. It is so rare. Getting a human form is so rare, and it is so precious because you can get the highest benefit possible within the entire creation. The highest benefit possible within the entire creation you can get in this human form of life. Now, if somebody gets such a rare form and he doesn't use it for that purpose, he doesn't use it for serving Radha Krishna, that means it is such a waste, such a waste. It is equivalent to drinking poison. Meaning what? Meaning committing suicide. It's like you're wasting. Suicide means what? Suicide means you end your life. You wasted your life without enjoying anything or without acquiring, without any benefit. Right? You got this human form of life, you could have done so much, but you commit suicide, you end it there without achieving anything in this human form. So, Janiya Shuniya Vishakhainu means knowingly I have taken poison. Poison, when you take poison, you die. So, if I'm not worshipping Radha Krishna, I'm as good as dead. Anyone who is in a human form of body, and if he's not worshipping Radha Krishna, he's as good as dead. This human form of life is so rare. And in this form, you can get the highest highest possible gain, which is Radha Krishna Prem. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is saying here about this verse, which says human body is meant for universal benefits. Ultimate benefit you can get in this human form of body. It's extremely valuable. It's extremely valuable. Yes. And of course, the steps, how to get Krishna Prema, it's not in one day, 1 second you'll get. There's a procedure, right? First of all, you have to get Purna Shraddha. First of all, you have to get the association of a devotee. You have to hear, and by that association, by their mercy, by their association, you get faith in bhakti, in the Supreme Lord, in Krishna, and then you start your bhajan, right? And then you go through various stages. Again, you get sadhu, sangha, again association of devotees after you start bhajan. In that association, now you're performing your bhajan, your anarthas are removed, you become steady in devotional service, and gradually you'll start developing taste, and then attachment, and then you get bhava, and ultimately you'll get prema. So it is a process, right? It's a process. So it is said why this human form is very valuable, because you can understand the instructions of Krishna and attain the ultimate destination of living entity. So instructions of Krishna, how you will understand? The devotees will tell us. So that's the beginning. Hearing Bhagavad Gita, hearing Bhagavatam in the association of devotees, trying to build our faith. This can happen in human form. It cannot happen in other forms. We cannot make a dog or cat sit down and hear Bhagavatam. Only human beings can get Shabda Bodha. Shabda Bodha means they can actually understand the meaning of what is being spoken. The only benefit that animals, insects and trees have is that sound vibration is going, but they don't get Shabda Bodha. They don't understand what we are saying. They cannot make out the meanings of the words that are being spoken. And then what to speak of after hearing the words, then you construct the meaning of the whole sentence in your mind. This only human beings can do. Animals don't have this. So therefore human form is very, very rare. They can hear and understand the instructions of Krishna. This is possible in, and then by this hearing this instructions, gradually passing through various stages, they can get the ultimate destination, which is love of Godhead. So the living entity is within the material world to fulfill the mission of going back home. Really, this is the mission. The mission is to once again to become, to be engaged in the service of the Lord, to go back home, back to Godhead. That's the goal. But instead, that's why we are called Kripana. What do we do? Just like as I said, you get a diamond and with that you go and buy potatoes, 1 kilo potatoes, and you eat lunch that day with those potatoes, finished. You spent your diamond. Like that. So one hankers for happiness in this world. Material world, one hankers for some happiness. But one does not know the ultimate destination. One does not understand what I have. This human form is so valuable. And instead of using this body for getting Krishna Prema, we use this body to get some wealth, to get some property, to get some sense enjoyment in the form of a beautiful partner, or, eating nice food, wearing nice clothes. That's all. And maybe if you're a little pious, okay, then I'll do some punya karma so that in this life I'm enjoying, but next life I will go to Swarga and I will enjoy more. Or maybe even a little bit more advanced, oh, this world is, temporary, let me just get liberation. But they're not actually trying for love of Radha Krishna. Right? Because I want to be happy and I see this world is miserable, so I want to be liberated from this world. They want happiness, but they don't know what is the ultimate destination? And as a result, they keep changing one body after another. This body, yes, you can fulfill material desires also. This body it's a very special body. You can fulfill your material desire, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. All you can get everything. But that's not the best use. Moksha, up to moksha you can get. Panchama Purushartha is what? Bhakti. Bhakti is Panchama Purushartha. These four are called Purusharthas. But Bhakti is the Panchama Purushartha. If one is properly regulated, he will make further progress. So, this Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, this is Varnashram system, my dear devotees. Okay. And if one is not even following Varnashram system, then they are animals. They belong to the category of animals. No dharma is followed. No dharma is followed. Man-made dharma, or this and that, all types of, that's animal platform. So when you actually follow the Varnashram dharma, then dharma, artha, kama, moksha. The goal is, yes, now you do dharma. By following dharma, you'll get artha. That artha you may use for satisfying your desires, and in the end, you want to get liberation, becoming free from the bondage of birth and death. But this also is not the ultimate goal. Varnashrama is also material. It is not spiritual, transcendental. It just makes us civilized and cultured people. Varnashram system. And in Varnashram, if you remember, I told you there are different types of Varnashram. Varnashram with the goal of material sense gratification, that's one type. Varnashram with the goal of liberation, merging into Brahman, that's another type. And Varnashram with the goal of pure devotional service, that is Daiva Varnashram. That is another type. There are three types of Varnashram. Of course, there's one more type of, you can say, in Daiva Varnashram means your goal is pure devotional service. Another type of Varnashram can be Sukritinaha. Sukritinaha means they are pious and they are worshippers of the Supreme Lord, but they don't have the goal of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means Anyabhilashita Shunyam, no other desire. But there's another class, they're following Varnashram system, they're worshipping the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, maybe even Krishna. It's possible. They can, like Jnani, right? Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. He's a Jnani, means he's a devotee. And he's attached to Krishna. He's attached to Krishna. But he does not have this goal of rendering service, pure devotional service to Krishna. That's not his goal. He's simply very much attracted to Krishna, that's all. But there is no service. And there is no aspiration for service also. And the others, Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, they desire some material, they desire not material results, because material results are temporary. They want eternal pleasure, eternal sukha and eternal aishwarya. And they're worshipping the Supreme Lord. They have this desire to have eternal happiness, eternal sukha, eternal aishwarya. That's also Varnashram system only. They follow Varnashram system and they worship the Supreme Lord, and at the end they'll get liberation, go to Vaikuntha and live eternally in Sukha and Aishwarya. That's one more category. But Daiva Varnashram means your goal is pure devotional service. You follow the Varnashram dharmas with the goal of pure devotional service. Nevertheless, all four types of Varnashrams, they are all following the injunctions of the Vedas. Each one has a different goal, that's all. But they are all following dharma. They are following dharma. Varnashram dharma they are following. So if somebody does not follow Varnashram dharma, never mind, for sense gratification, for liberation, or for merging into Brahman, or for pure devotional service. If someone is not following Varnashram Dharma at all, then he is below the human status. He is on the animal platform. So, if somebody is following Dharma, all four, right? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. By that, the goal is material advancement. I will follow Dharma, I will do this vrata, that puja, and I'll give charity, I'll give donation here and there, and I will worship this demigod. Generally, those who have material desires, they worship karmis, means they worship demigods. Or they don't even worship demigods. They don't even worship. Either they can worship or they don't worship. But they are interested, they'll follow the rules, regulations of scriptures, dharma, for the sake of getting material result. That's all. So you have to go further. That's not all, right? Karmis. The next is, I said, Varnashram Dharma with the goal of liberation. But even liberation is not the ultimate goal. But at least if you follow this, then of course, the key for pure devotional service, let me see how much all of you have understood. How can you get pure devotional service? By following Varnashram Dharma, will you become pure devotee eventually? Tell me, please. If you followed Varnashram Dharma very nicely, then simply by following Varnashram Dharma, will you at one point become a pure devotee or not?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone wants to say no, or everyone is saying yes? Yes, Saujanya Mataji.
Yes, but still Guru is required.
Yes. No, tell me one thing. Yes, but still Guru is required means without Guru, Varnashram system cannot give you pure devotional service. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because Varnashram Dharma is mentioned in Vedas. If I say myself, oh, let me just follow Varnashram Dharma, I don't need to take any shelter of any guru or follow the directions, that means that's not correct. It can't be only Varnashram Dharma to get the devotion.
You won't get devotion until and unless you get, you won't get devotion simply by doing Varnashram Dharma. You're saying that. Okay. Suvarnangi Shama.
Yes.
Thank you. Suvarnangi Shama.
Mataji, Varnashram Dharma we have to follow, but if Krishna is at center, then we get into bhakti, right, Mataji?
So in Varnashram Dharma, I told you there is one Varnashram Dharma where Krishna is in the center. I told you, Sukriti Naha, Artha Jigyasu Artharthi Jnani. They're worshipping Krishna, either Vishnu or Krishna. So by worshipping that, will they get pure devotional service with Krishna in the center?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Sonia Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, they Varnashram, like following their dharma, will eventually lead them into the mode of goodness, but they still need sadhu sangha to get into pure devotion.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So Mataji is saying, by doing Varnashram Dharma, it will bring you to the mode of goodness. But for you to enter into pure devotional service, you will still need a sadhu. That means Varnashram Dharma in and itself will not give you pure devotional service. Same as what Saujanya Mataji said. You're also saying. Okay. Next. Inya Inba. You said.
Mataji, I wanted to say, but Sonia Mataji already said what I wanted to say.
You wanted to say the same thing. Association of devotees. You typed also. Okay. Yes. So, Swarnangi Mataji, you want to add something? Your hand is raised. From before.
Sorry, Mataji, that's from previous. Yes, sir.
Okay. No problem. Jai Ganesh Prabhu.
Mataji, my understanding, if we follow Varnashram Dharma, that is devotional service because we follow Krishna's instruction.
Okay. Jai Ganesh Prabhu is saying if you follow Varnashram Dharma, that itself is bhakti. Why it is bhakti? Because Varnashram Dharma is, Krishna is only giving that. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Guna karma vibhagasha. Okay. So Krishna is giving that. So if you follow Varnashram Dharma, that itself is bhakti. Okay. Any other answers? Okay, so now I will give the answer. So, as I said, there are different types of Varnashram Dharma. So if you followed the Karmi Varnashram Dharma, or you followed the Jnana, right? The goal is liberation. Or if you followed Sukha Aishwarya, right? The goal of going to Vaikuntha with Sukha Aishwarya. Or you follow Daiva Varnashram. Daiva Varnashram means the goal is pure devotional service. First of all, how do you know which Varnashram you will follow? Or how do you get into one of these types of Varnashram? Question 1. Now let's say we are all, in the city, we are all working jobs. What factor decides which Varnashram I will follow? I can be following Karmi Varnashram, or I can be following Jnani Varnashram, I can be following Sukha Aishwarya type of Varnashram, or I can be following Daiva Varnashram with the goal of pure devotional service. What type of Varnashram system I follow, even if I follow, we are not even following Varnashram, by the way, but even if we followed, what type of Varnashram means basically what my goal is, and then the means that I adopt to attain that goal. So what decides? What is the factor that decides what Varnashram we follow? Aditi Lata Mataji. You are in mute. Yeah.
Yeah, so what type of Varnashram we follow depends on where we are born, what type of association we are getting, and also our inclination. Like if I'm inclined towards something because of the imprints which I have from my previous birth or my association.
So your imprints that you have from previous life, how did you get those imprints?
Because of my activities in my like previous birth and what I was doing.
In previous birth, you did those activities. How did you do those activities?
Because of the family association also, like where I am born.
So it boils down to association. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, where I am born, as well as the association of the family, as well as the outside association.
Yeah, association.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that is the answer. Association is the answer. Saujanya Mataji is right. Inya Inba is right. Sonia is right. Sonia Mataji is right. All are right. All three of them are right.
But can I also add, Mataji, like I didn't get to say at that time, that why I'm saying that Varnashram can also lead to pure devotional service, because that is the starting point. That's why Krishna gave Varnashram system, to purify ourselves. Once we purify ourselves, of course, then the association will give us. Once we are pure, then we will be receptive to do devotional service, and then we can be pure devotee by association of pure devotees.
Correct. But if you are just in the mode of goodness by practicing Varnashram, and if you don't get a pure devotees association who's going to tell you, then how you'll be receptive? How you'll accept? Unless someone, just like today's message only, or was it yesterday's? Maybe this was yesterday's Prabhupada's quote. When a pregnancy fails, usually it is the fault of the male. So similarly, if the male is potent, then it will result in pregnancy. So if we are Krishna conscious, then we are potent, like the husband, okay, like a male. So what is the potency? Krishna consciousness. If we carry Krishna, if we are powerful, then wherever we preach, it must result in their taking to Krishna consciousness. Okay, that means the point is Unless the husband gives the seed, there won't be any pregnancy. So unless somebody is giving you that association, you cannot get pure devotional service. You can be very fertile, like a woman is very fertile, right? As soon as she gets the seed from a male, if she is fertile, immediately there will be pregnancy. Of course, it depends on the potency of the seed coming from the male. But she has to be fertile. Sometimes women are barren. In spite of getting a fertile seed, they are not able to produce. That's a different story. But just because I am fertile, can I automatically produce a child without getting a seed? No. Understand this. So the devotees are carrying the seed of Krishna consciousness. The devotees are carrying it. Until and unless we get that seed from a devotee, there won't be Krishna consciousness there. There's no scope of getting pure devotional service. Now, so is Varnashram has no significance? Of course it has significance. Like all of you said, it brings you to the mode of goodness. It makes you fertile. Those of, when you're farming, when the field is fertile, as soon as you put the seed, the plant will come up. So when you're following Varnashram system, Prabhuji said Krishna himself gave this system. Yes. So when we follow this system, we will become very receptive. We will be fertile. But still, simply being fertile does not produce the plant. You need to get the seed. The seed comes from a devotee. Seed comes from a devotee. So, but then what is the significance of Varnashram? Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Tvantagatam papam. We've been discussing this again and again past 2-3 days. So I won't go elaborately into this. But your sinful activities will be mitigated. When sinful activities are mitigated, mode of goodness will increase. Your illusions will be reduced. Your asakti, atyasakti, too much attachment to sense gratification will be reduced. Now you're favorable, you're receptive, you're fertile. As soon as you get the seed of bhakti, immediately it will sprout and you can progress very nicely. But you will need that seed at the end of the day. So, Varnashram system, when you follow, it gives a nice ground, a fertile ground for the seed to sprout, for the seed of bhakti to sprout. But that seed comes from association only. The seed comes from association only. Is that clear? Everyone is clear on that point? And thank you. I'm happy. Inya gave the right answer. Sonia Mataji, of course. Mataji listens to these classes all the time. Saujanya Mataji also. Thank you. But is the point clear to everyone? You are raising your hand, or is it from before? Aditi Lata Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji, I'm driving. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So the point is clear, right? So here, let's go back quickly and I'll finish here. So human form of, so if somebody is simply following Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, that is Varnashram system. That is Varnashram system. If you simply followed Varnashram system, yeah, you'll come to the mode of goodness, which is better than living like animals, right? Going down to modes of passion and ignorance. It is good, it's very good. And it also, mode of goodness means you will realize I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. That's also Brahma. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam. Jnana means, again, jnana means tat padartha, tvam padartha, aikya jnana. So you understand that who am I? I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. In mode of goodness, you get this realization. If one is properly regulated, he makes further progress after liberation to engage in the service of Radha and Krishna. So this point, he makes further progress that will happen. You have to be regulated, of course, but it's not going to happen without the association of a devotee. We will need that seed from a devotee. This is explained nicely by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, also making the point clear where it says Yesham Twantagatam Papam Jananam 728 Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dvandva Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Dridhavrata. You will think that one person whose papa sin is removed, now his punya has increased. By this, now all his dvandva, right? Dvandva Moha Nirmukta. He becomes free from all illusion, all attachment, to dualities, and now he will render devotional service, Dridhavrata. That's the meaning you will get. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains further, in between lines, stages, he'll fill in the gaps there. So when you do, that's Varnashram, as Jai Ganesh Prabhu said. When you are following Varnashram system, Tesha Yesham Twantagatam Papam. Papam will come to an end, but it doesn't mean completely removed. Most of it is removed. You are coming to the end of Papa. Little bit is removed. Stay. Little bit is still there. That is Anartha Nivritti. That will happen only when Anartha Nivritti happens. So, but most of the sins are removed, right? You're coming to the end of your sins and your punya has increased. Then what happens? Then you get association. That's not there in that line, but you should add. Then you get sadhu sangha, and when then matlab, then does not mean by becoming punya you will get sadhu sangha. No. Sadhu sangha is yadrichiki. Yadrichiki means how it comes we don't know. By the mercy of that sadhu it will come. By chance. Somehow or other you'll get. If you get. When you get that, and if you are in this stage of your sins have reduced and your punya is, you have enough punya, that means you are in the mode of goodness. Now you get sadhu's association. Then what will happen? Te dvandva moha nirmukta. He is free from dvandvas. Bhajante. Now, by that sadhu's association, he gets shraddha. He starts bhajan. And what type of bhajan? Te dvandva moha nirmukta means dvandva moha is removed, means anartha nivritti has happened. So initially by doing punya karma, reducing your papa, what happened? Most of your papa is removed. And when you start bhajan, by that bhajan, dvandva moha nirmukta means whatever remaining, everything is removed. Anartha nivritti has happened. Bhajante mam dridhavrata. Dridhavrata means now he is in nishta. These are the stages for that verse. So yes. So now yesham twantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam will come under what stage? This will come under karmi. Karmi varnashram. Karmi varnashram. Then te dvandva moha nirmukta. Then after this what will happen? He will get sadhu sangha, association of sadhus. By the association of sadhus, then he will enter, he will start bhajan. Bhajan means now he has entered into pure devotional service. So association of sadhus is in which? Daiva varnashram. Now what type of varnashram you will follow? If you get the association of a jnani sadhu, then you will go for varnashram with the goal of merging into Brahman. If you get association of a sadhu who is aspiring for Sukha Aishwarya in Vaikuntha, then you will follow that varnashram. And if you get the association of a sadhu who is aspiring for pure devotional service, then you will enter into Daiva Varnashram. Like that. So Daiva Varnashram does not mean that I got sadhu's association and I am still continuing my lifestyle the way I am living before and I am doing little bit of chanting. No. Daiva Varnashram means you should actually be following Varna and Ashram the way Krishna has given. But the goal of your doing those activities is pure devotional service. And what type of varnashram you follow depends on the type of association you get. I think that's clear. And then by that association, as you continue hearing from the sadhus, you get enough shraddha in bhakti and you'll start pure devotional service. By that bhajan, anartha nivritti, and then nishta, ruchi, asakti, like that you will progress. So therefore Srila Prabhupada is saying in this purport that yes, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? Human form of body, you can fulfill these 4 principles, and that is also above animals. Yes, this can also, like the example that I gave you before when I was telling you how when you take birth you have debts. That's all on this platform only, dharma, artha, kama, moksha platform. But if you get association of devotees and you continue, then you can engage in service of Radha Krishna, and this is the highest benefit. This is the highest benefit of this human form. This is the success of human form of life. To stop the cycle of birth and death and to go back home, back to Godhead, to be engaged in the service of Radha Krishna. You see, there are 3 levels here. So, one level of success of human form would be to stop the process of repeated birth and death. That means what? Liberation. You can even merge into Brahman. That means you stop the cycle of birth and death. But Prabhupada doesn't stop there. So you'll stop repeated birth and death, and by going back to Godhead, then you can say, okay, we go back to Godhead, to Vaikuntha, and we live there in Sukha and Aishwarya. That's also one level of success. But no, Prabhupada doesn't stop there. Going back to Godhead to do what? To live comfortably there? No, to be engaged in the service of Radha Krishna. This is the highest level. So 3 levels are there. You can take relatively success means, to get liberation. That can be one type of success. But higher than that is to actually go to Vaikuntha, right? And live there, not losing your identity. So that is another type of success. But the highest type of success is to go back to Godhead, to engage in the service of Radha Krishna. This is the highest type of success. Therefore, taking a human body is meant for completing one's progress in life. Get to the ultimate, the finish line, right? Throughout human society, killing of a human being is taken very seriously. And so now, again, coming back to our context here, this Saudasa has captured this Brahmana and he wants to kill, and the wife of that Brahmana is pleading with the king, don't kill my husband. This human form of body, my husband is a human being, human form of body, you can achieve so many things, you can get the highest benefit. If you kill, how he will fulfill, you're thwarting his progress, right? So killing of human being is taken very seriously in any human society. Hundreds and thousands of animals are killed in slaughterhouses and no one cares about them. But the killing of even one human being is taken very seriously. So understand the value of human body. Why they take the killing of human being very seriously and they don't take killing of animals so seriously? Because human form of body is extremely important in executing the mission of life. And we saw the mission also in various stages, right? It can be on the level of dharma, artha, kama, it can be on the level of moksha, and it can be on the level of going to Vaikuntha, liberation, and it can be ultimately the level of bhakti, pure devotional service. So I will stop there. I won't do Bhagavad Gita Leelamrita. It's already 6 o'clock in India. I went half an hour over time. I joined about half an hour late, so I went half an hour over time. Thank you for staying back. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness.